Being prepared alleviates the fear, I think, Rudy, and that's, kind of the lesson that you were teaching there. Like I said, MacGyver ain't got nothing on you, brother. You were in Generation Kill. You played yourself in that. Explain a little bit how that went down, and then I want to go back to Apocalypse Man because there's so much to talk about. But talk a little bit about Generation Kill. It came from a Rolling Stone article entitled The Killer Elite by Evan Wright, and you were involved in that HBO series. Talk about filming it and maybe, where you're at after several tours of duty here in war.
I'll tell you what. First of all, Evan Wright, God bless him, because he wrote the introduction on my book, Hero Living. He took that title of the article, The Killer Elite, from me, because The Killer Elite is a film in 1972 or 73 that James Caan and Robert Duvall were in, and there was a lot of kung fu and martial arts because it was set in Chinatown in San Francisco. And so he always hears me talking about films, and he hears me talking about comic books, and he remembered The Killer Elite. How it went about was, I'm a recon Marine, so I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted some challenge. Not some challenge. I wanted the ultimate challenge. And I joined during peacetime, but I just had a feeling the way my karma is that I'm going to be tested. And sure enough, I was tested after September 11th. I went into Afghanistan and was running off in Kandahar in Afghanistan. And then I came back again and prepared for Iraq in 2003. Well, I don't know if you recall that at the time the administration wanted to embed reporters with the military effort, in a sense, to give some good PR to the invasion and overthrowing regimes of tyranny and about spreading democracy around the world. Well, that's how Evan Wright got involved. The deal was there was Men's Health and a couple other magazines that wanted to go on these missions, but when they found out that we were on a suicide mission, we were called the 1st Suicide Battalion at the time because we were fighting in mop suits and were prepared to be chemmed or dirty nuclear weapons used on us or biological weapons. Evan Wright was the only one that hung around. He was the only one, and he survived almost a month straight of battle, and he wrote those articles in Rolling Stone, which later became a book, Generation Kill, and that became a Emmy Award-winning miniseries, Generation Kill, on HBO.
Yeah.
And they needed a hard devil dog who had person skills to teach the actors, and that's how I originally got involved.
Well, you certainly do have that. Rudy Reyes with us, and his website is rudyreyes.com. You can catch up on all the various projects he has. He's also does a lot of motivational speaking. Rudy, you've overcome a lot of challenges in your life to get to this elevated position, and now you are the darling of both men and women everywhere. Men want to be you, and women want you.
Oh, my brother, they got a couple men that want me too, dog.
That goes with the territory.
Dog, it does. But, I see it completely as a positive thing. And however people find me, and they maybe the appeal is fitness, or they think I'm attractive or whatever, when they see what I stand for, as far as really building up oneself through discipline, through compassion, through respect in one's actions and in one's posture, and also what I do for veterans and for anybody I run into. I try to pay it forward.
Yeah.
If they can get a little bit of that information and they can get some of that inspiration and spirit, then I've done my job. I've done my duty.
You, people have called you a sushi-eating Buddhist Marine. I mean, those things probably never go together, do they? And are you really a Buddhist? You just practice Buddhism? I mean,
yeah. It was so much of my practice when I was in the Marine Corps, but since I've been out of the Marine Corps, I have to be honest, I have lost a lot of faith in a lot of things and a lot of struggles. Me trying to find out what I am outside of the reconnaissance community and who I am. So now I'm looking for that faith again. Now, the beauty of Buddhism is that it is a practice, not just a spirituality. And that practice of discipline, which I still use for my mixed martial arts and powerlifting and such, it is what gets me over on those really, really hard days.
It does seem, Rudy, that being a Marine and being trained in the art of war, which is, let's face it, using the ultimate weapons to win the advantage, to win the war. This is why I urge my listeners to be very careful when they support war, because we talk to a lot of veterans like yourself. It's very serious. This isn't a video game. But it seems like being a Buddhist or practicing Buddhism and then being a trained killer. It's a little contradictory, I guess, my listeners might think.
It is a contradiction, yes, but within that contradiction there is possibility for questioning and for problem solving, and I think that's why being a Buddhist, I see myself as a Shaolin warrior, as a samurai, made complete sense on the battlefield. Also, I did not hate the men that I was killing. I did not hate them, and hatred takes so much energy and so much power from oneself when one needs to be continuously pushing his vision and his peripheral vision out and being aware of the 360-degree battlefield that one is in. So I did not use hatred. Instead, I used compassion, you see?
Apocalypse Man, Rudy Reyes with us on the program today. Rudy, we got you in a little bit late, and we're about to go to break, so I sure hope you could stay just a couple of minutes on the other side so we can talk a little bit more about Apocalypse Man, which I hope comes back. I hope it's renewed. I hope it moves forward, because there's some really useful...
I just got a call from the freaking executive producer from History Channel, so things are looking real good.
Good. I have to bring this up, and I don't say this in any way to disrespect our men and women who are fighting and following orders, simply. Mm-hmm. But I have been a student of history, and I read an interesting book by General Smedley Butler, who at one time was the most highly decorated Marine in history.
Sure. Of course.
His father, Secretary of the Navy, et cetera, and he wrote a book called War is a Racket. Have you had a chance to look into that or read that, and what would be your opinion of that?
I know all about it.
Yeah.
I know all about it, brother. Smedley Butler, do you recall, there was some big political and business rings in the East Coast. They got together and they said, hey, listen up. We don't like what's going on in the United States because... the
Morgans, the DuPonts tried to overthrow FDR, and he stopped it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They approached Smedley Butler to say, hey, listen, Devil Dog, if you can motivate and mobilize all the Marines to help us overthrow FDR, basically we will institute military law and you will be, basically a Mussolini.
Rudy, let's pick up on that when we come back. We'll have about 6 or 7 minutes. I'll get you out of here. I know you got to go to West Point to inspire and train the troops up there. Stay with Rudy Reyes, RudyReyes.com, the Apocalypse Man. He'll come back with us, Deadline Live. Stay tuned. I'm Jack Blood.